In this tutorial video, I'll be showing you how to create a new Google Maps API key for use with our SiteCM or CommerceCM Google Maps drop-in application. A Google Map API key is necessary for use when using this application, since it's using Google's services directly. Before you can obtain a new Google Maps API key, you'll need a Google account. A Google account is obtained by navigating to www.google.ca or .com, depending on your country of origin, and clicking the Sign In button, and use another account, more options, and create the account. The remaining steps to creating your Google account are pretty straightforward. I'm going to skip ahead in this video now and assume that you've already created your Google account. Now that you've signed into Google using your Google account information, it's time to create an API project for your Google Map drop-in application. The first step you'll need to take is to navigate to a specific address offered by Google. That page address is code.google.com/APIS/ and console. Feel free to pause the recording of this video to enter this address into your address bar of your browser. When ready, continue. When you navigate to this address, you're going to need to confirm a few things with Google. Update the terms and services, for example. The information that you see here might differ a little bit, depending on whether or not you've ever created an API project before. Since my Google account has never created an API project, I just need to agree to the updates to terms and service. Okay. First thing you want to do now is you need to create a project within your Google APIs account. Click the Create Project button. Give the project a name. You can name the project anything you wish. It's best to use your company name or your website name, something relevant to you and this project. For this demonstration, I'm going to call this project My Website API Project. Next, I click the Create button. After a few moments, you'll be navigated to the dashboard within your project. Your project should be selected here, My Website API Project. First thing you do is you navigate to the library. There are two APIs that you'll need to add to your API project in order to make use of Google Maps. The Google Maps JavaScript API is the first API you need to add. Click on this and enable it for your project. Once the API has been enabled, you should be looking at the following screen. In this case, I clicked the back arrow found to the left of the API key's name, which brought me back to the landing page for Google Maps JavaScript API. If I scroll down, I'm going to see more solutions to explore that are related to the Google Maps JavaScript API. This is perfect. The next API key that you need to add is Google Maps Geocoding API. Click on this and enable it. Once you have the geocoding API enabled, proceed to the next step and generate what are called API credentials for your API project. In the left-hand navigation menu, you'll see Dashboard, Library, and Credentials. Click on Credentials. And then click Create Credentials. Choose the option API Key. When the API key is created, you can either close this key or further restrict it for use on your website. Please note that you can restrict a key after it's been created as well. I'm going to click Close. Should you need, you can also rename the API key to something of your choice. To do so, click on the name of the API key and rename it by entering a new name for it into the name field. The key restriction is optional. Right now it is unrestricted. Someone could use this API key on their website should you provide it to them. If you want to absolutely restrict this key to your own website address, choose HTTP refers and enter your website address into this field. Since I made a change to the name of the API key, I'm going to click Save. You now have a Google Maps API key that you can use on your website. For SiteCM and CommerceCM powered websites, simply email this key in its entirety to an Ideally support specialist, and we'll be happy to add it to your website for you. Once added to the site, your Google Maps applications will work, displaying their relative addresses. If you found this webinar helpful, feel free to check out our help section in SiteCM as well for other helpful webinars and tips and tricks. Thanks again.